Okay, we're going to get started then.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emily McKinley. I'm one of the deputy chiefs here for the Louisville Metro Police Department. Today, we will highlight some crime stats, some recent crime stats like we always do during our bi-weekly press briefing. We also talk about some really cool hero stuff that's always fun to talk about, highlight some good work that our officers have done. And then we're going to give some insight to our real-time crime center with our director, Jennifer Coram. She'll speak about some upcoming technology and some current technology that we have in our real-time crime center. And then we'll go over some upcoming community events that everyone should be aware of and that we're excited to invite everybody out to. So first, I will turn it over to Deputy Chief Bates, who will talk about our recent crime stats and go over some arrests that we've made.
All right. So for 2024, we're currently looking at 125 homicides versus 119 in 2023, which is about a 5% increase. As far as our non-fatal shootings, we currently are sitting at 299 victims compared to 332 last time at this year. So that's about a 10% decrease. And our robberies and carjackings, we're at 128. We were at 118 last year, which is about an 8% increase. So as far as our significant arrest data goes, we've had 40 homicide arrests, 67 arrests for non-fatal shootings, and 62 federal indictments. So an indictment has been made stemming from the double homicide, which occurred near the 900 block of Baxter Avenue and the 1500 block of Morton Avenue, August 11th of this year. Through investigation, Detective Burns was able to determine that these two victims were from two separate incidents, which were separated by only a few minutes and had two different suspects. Following the indictment of Ramon Robinson, both homicides have now been cleared by arrest. Detective Burns and his squad put forth an outstanding effort in this investigation by having to work two separate murders at the same time. Our criminal interdiction division was also a great partner with their assistance in support of the homicide unit throughout this investigation. Ramon Robinson was charged for the homicide of Michael Batchelor on September 30th, 2024, and Richie Williams was charged with the homicide of Monte Wade on August 15th. We've also some robbery arrests of note. We had one business robbery arrest and two carjacking arrests. The Lucky Food Mart at 5050 Billtown Road had a robbery on September 28th. The suspect was apprehended the same day and was charged with robbery second degree. That was an adult male. On September 29th, we had a carjacking at 2001 Dixie Highway. The suspect was apprehended after a vehicle pursuit and charged with RSP over. He was a juvenile male. And on October 10th, we had a suspect operating a stolen vehicle from a recent carjacking, and he was charged with RSP over. And once again, that was a juvenile male. The Criminal Addiction Division had some significant indictments. Their intel squad recently indicted 7 individuals as part of a criminal syndication case that they are working to prosecute with the assistance of the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. I'm not going to read them all out, but there's a significant amount of felonies over there to talk about. The focus on this particular syndication started to increase back in March when it became apparent that they were significantly contributing to and helping drive a lot of the violent crime and gun violence, motor vehicle theft, and drug trafficking going on in our city. This is a perfect example of ways that we are implementing crime reduction strategies to focus on repeat offenders with lengthy criminal histories who should be in prison and not out on our streets within our community. And now I'm going to have Deputy Chief McKinley talk about Officer Ollie Thomas and the event on the bridge. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Chief Bates. So as we've mentioned, we are going to show some body cam video from a recent event. This happened on October 9th, so just last week, where Officer Ali Thomas, who he is here today in the room with us, but he saved a man in crisis who was contemplating suicide by jumping off of the Lincoln Memorial Bridge. We cannot be proud of Officer Ali. I know he's one thing of note here that's significant about him is that if you'll notice here, he was hired by the fire department in 2000. So April of 2000, he served our fire department. He retired from the fire department. He decided to come over to the cool side of public service and joined LMPD in March 2021. Happy to have him here, but you'll notice that I believe that he was put in this very position that you'll see on the bridge here from the 9th for a reason. And the subject that he saved was also a firefighter. And so the two of them having that connection really, I think bonded them and saved this man's life. And I think God really placed him in that position to do that at the right moment. He's currently assigned to our 1st Division, and he's serving our community well. So, sometimes it's easy to question why we all do this job. And he reminds us in this video why we do this. It's people like Ali that do exceptional stuff like this every day. Officers are doing things like this each and every day. And so we want to find ways to highlight that. And so we'll show this video and you'll see why this is one that we picked out.
Hey! Come on, talk to me. What you doing? I'm in. Hey! Whatever you got going on, we can talk about it. I'm not gonna grab you, but I want to get closer. I'm not gonna grab you. I promise you, I'm not gonna grab you. I can't talk to you from back there. You can't hear me. I can't hear you. I swear to God, I'm not going to grab you. What are you doing? Are you a firefighter? From where? Hey, listen, I'm not even going to talk about why you're up here. I just want to know a little something about you. What fire department are you in? EMT out of Missouri. What are you doing all the way up here? You work for the county? What do they transport? Hey, I'm a Louisville firefighter. I retired. I came over to the police side, brother. We got your family, your friends are calling, they're worried about you. Hey, listen. What's your name? Yeah, it does. Hey. What is your name? Can I tell you something as one fireman to another? You're gonna jump off this bridge? Listen, look at me. You're not high enough to kill yourself, brother. You're gonna hurt yourself. You don't want to do that. Come here, brother. Come here. Come here, man. What the fuck? What you doing up here? All right, man. Huh? That is a lady. You know how many go around here? And whatever that's material shit. That is material shit. And that can all be replaced. She can be replaced. Your personal stuff can be replaced. He can't replace you. He can't replace you, brother. Come on over and talk to him. Now, I didn't know it was over no damn silly girl. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, you all right. Kick your leg up. Come on, man. I don't want to Never. How long were y'all together? 2 years? 2 years. Hey, it's nothing. It's nothing. Fix yourself, man. We're fine. You work through problems all the time. You work through other people's problems. just forgot. You can work through your own problems. Well, they can leave you jail now. I'm not gonna take you to jail, but I gotta get you right down to the hospital. Can I ask you some questions? You're not under arrest. Look, you're not under arrest, but I won't take someone with your car. But those aren't the people that's gonna help you. You're gonna have to rely on your friends and family. All right.
So this is why we took this job. We took this job because we wanted to help people. We said that every single one of us said that when we went through our interviews of why do you want to be a police officer? Why do you want to join LMPD? We do want to help people, and this is what we want to do. And Ali exemplified that the other day. Our officers do this on a daily basis. We wanted to highlight this for you all. These are the type of people that we need on our police department. So other firefighters, if you're listening, we're happy to take you on, but we need people who want to do these things, people who want to help people. That's what we're looking for, who have the servant's heart to serve our community and help people in need. So thank you, Ali, and great job. Now I will bring up Jennifer Quorum. She's our director of our real-time crime center. She's spoken to a lot of you all before, but she's going to talk about some of our technology within our police department.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Quorum. I'm the director of LMPD's Real-Time Crime Center. My last name is spelled C-O-R-U-M, as in Mary. Our 24/7 Real-Time Crime Center is staffed by professionally trained and staffed tactical criminal intelligence analysts. What that means is that our officers, while our officers who are sworn are on the street, we have analysts behind the desk with cameras and helping to support them while they're in the field. Our team of analysts help by monitoring cameras throughout the city, as well as providing intelligence and information to officers in the field and detectives through the course of their investigation. The information can come from any number of sources, including law enforcement searches and databases, open sources, as well as paid programs. And that information is analyzed to create an intelligence product that is meant to be disseminated as soon as possible so that the officers have what they need when they need it. When we relay information to our officers, we are looking at what do we see on camera that we can provide whatever we see so that officers know exactly what they're walking into. We can also provide direction of travel for vehicles and suspects and help locate vehicles and individuals on camera to relay that information to officers. As we saw with Officer Thomas, things like this happen in our community. Our analysts, when we have a call like that, our analysts are looking through cameras, trying to find those individuals to lead officers to them so that they can assist and hopefully prevent a horrible tragedy. Our analysts also assist with critical incidents, call-outs, threats, special events, and any other public safety concerns, not only something criminally related, but also anything that is health or public safety related. To do so, our team utilizes technologies including the cameras like you see here on this screen, license plate recognition through Flock Safety, ShotSpotter, law enforcement systems and databases, and open source information, including social media. All members of the unit maintain certifications in NCIC and 28 CFR Part 23. That is the federal guideline and standard for intelligence collection, storage, and dissemination. This year is our 10-year anniversary of being a unit within LMPD. At the time in 2014, we started with 8 analysts and a supervisor with 60 cameras that were LMPD owned. Now, 10 years later, we have 17 analysts, a supervisor, a manager, and a director, as well as over 500 LMPD cameras that we utilize and operate and maintain with access to over 1,000 other metro and public cameras through various sources. We also have access to over 700 LPR devices throughout the region, with over 500 of those being in Jefferson County alone. As we move forward, we plan to invest in more technologies with systems such as Fusus, which will help us bridge all of that information together, bringing in more private cameras into our system and network. Training to keep our analysts up to speed with current trends and technology, and to create partnerships with our community members for that private-public resource collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Now we'll get into some community events. I wanted to highlight that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And LMPD continues our partnership with the Center for Women and Families that focuses on getting survivors and those involved with domestic violence help in assisting them with prosecuting offenders of domestic violence, offering both preventative and supportive educational assistance. Yesterday, the mayor, the chief, other elected officials, as well as members of LMPD, attended the Speak Their Name event held by the Center for Women and Families and their director, Elizabeth Martin. Each empty chair there symbolizes someone who has lost their life as a result of domestic violence. This year in Louisville, we have lost 11 victims within Louisville Metro to domestic violence. And if you or someone you know is a victim of domestic violence or is trying to find resources for domestic violence, please reach out to the Center for Women and Families or LMPD's Victim Services Unit. Some other upcoming community events here within LMPD. Tomorrow, we have our Citizens Police Academy. So we hold twice a year, we have a Citizens Police Academy. It's a 10-week program. We have 19 community members that are currently involved in that program. They're in week 5 right now. They meet every Thursday evening. I think the next one is in January if anyone's interested in joining the Citizens Police Academy. We also have an international leadership program, which is similar to the Citizens Police Academy. They learn about different units or happenings within LMPD. That starts tonight. For the first night is tonight. So we have 28 community members that are scheduled to participate in that program. Then we have this weekend on Sunday, it's Sunday the 20th. The date's not on there. I think it's from 4 to 7 p.m. at the 7th Division, which is located at 7201 Outer Loop at Highview Park. We will have Halloween in Highview that's held by LMPD's 7th Division Resource Unit. So come out to that and get trick or treat and get some candy, wear your costumes, and meet and greet with the officers out there in Highview. At this point, I'll open up for any questions on things that we talked about today.
Yes, sorry. I have a colleague that asked me to ask you all this. With the new technology that's ever changing, there's some cities that seem to be moving away from shot spotter.
Mm-hmm.
Does LMPD want to do that, or is it looking to do that, and why or why not?
Right. So we're always, assessing, how productive and how useful our technology has been or is currently for us. We have not, decided to move away from ShotSpotter, so that is not currently a discussion right now. But we are assessing what technology works. Do we need to reallocate those resources? But that's a constant conversation, not just for ShotSpotter, but for other things that we have within the department.
Anybody else?
Yeah, kind of, I guess unrelated, but as far as the Pleasure Ridge Park shooting goes, has there been any update onto the investigation into that?
Right, so the question was about the Pleasure Ridge Park shooting. You're talking about the shooting at the school, the homicide?
Yes.
As far as I know, there has not been any significant updates. Again, we always ask for the community to call 574 LMPD and offer any assistance or tips that they may have.
Get on the back.
Hello.
Long time.
How are you?
Congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
promotion.
Appreciate it.
I didn't sit in the press conference with you since you were lieutenant.
Yeah.
Hey, first let's talk about, you mentioned the press conference with the mayor yesterday. We now have JCPS has stood up its police force. We're going to be hiring park rangers, which is going to be its own agency. And LMPD is 250 officers short. So how does LMPD get officers when there's growing competition within the metro itself?
Right.
For law?
So the question is about, JCPS has a police department. There was an announcement by the mayor that Metro is hiring some park rangers, starting a park ranger program, which will be sworn officers within our park system. And does this have competition within LMPD for recruitment? I say it's not competition. We welcome any more law enforcement agency resources within Jefferson County. So we work well with Jefferson County Schools Police Department, and I'm sure we'll work well with the Parks Rangers program. And that's just another resource for us to use. We'll have park rangers within our parks that will supplement our LMPD officers that ride those areas. So I see it as a resource and a benefit. There could be people that are interested in working in the schools that will supplement our officers. There could be people that are interested in working in the parks that will supplement our resources. So we welcome any other law enforcement capacity within Jefferson County.
So we've had a lot of fall festivals going on in and around Jefferson County, and then of course I'm bringing this up because of the New Albany shooting that happened this past weekend. Is LMPD working, behind the scenes with other law enforcement agencies in town, or what do those conversations, or maybe training? What does that look like to help?
So the question is about the fall festivals. There was a tragic shooting over in New Albany at their Harvest Homecoming over the weekend. And how is LMPD working with other law enforcement agencies? So we work extensively, not just in Jefferson County, but across the river, and expanding to other counties, even other states. We hold a weekly shooting review where we meet with local law enforcement, federal law enforcement, as well as agencies across the river to discuss recent violent crime and try to connect those dots. And so that's exactly what's happening in relation to that shooting and other shootings and other violent crimes that have happened within our community. But yes, we work collaboratively with all law enforcement around here.
Are there any preventative measures that come to your mind on just some things that you would like to work on with everyone in terms of to protect the community with future fall events or winter or open spaces that don't have those like check-in doors at the Young Center for a concert, but more big open spaces, even like St. James Court, that show didn't have necessarily a door to walk through, but it's anything that you all have talked about to help.
Yeah. So the follow-up is there anything that we can give like community tips and to keep people safe? We've always said, if you see something, say something. I think that is kind of cliche, but it's absolutely true. There's often officers, whether it's LMPD or other police agencies that work these events, speak with them if you see something, or just engage with them and have casual conversations to get to know officers, make it a welcoming event. But keep your eyes out for any sort of strange activity that's going on, and don't be afraid to speak up, even if you think it's the smallest thing.
Could you go ahead and kind of provide some insight into LMPD's process of issuing citations for unlawful camping?
Sure. I can go into it a little bit, and we can maybe talk offline and get more details. But we do have a unit downtown that works with that ordinance and the camping laws. So our downtown area patrol focuses on that, as well as working with other metro partners in assessing a situation. So if they receive information on any potential unlawful camping, they may go out, assess the situation, try to resolve the issue before issuing a citation, or is there a way we can resolve this issue without any sort of police enforcement activity at all? Maybe the police don't necessarily need to respond. So that's kind of the Metro's holistic approach to trying to resolve those issues without resorting to enforcement or issuance of citations. But we can talk more about it in detail.
Can you give us a status update on negotiations for the consent decree. We saw in February 2024, the city had said that negotiations had started, and that was nearly a year after the pattern and practice investigation came back. So can you talk to us about the lag between the DOJ report and the negotiations started and when and where we stand right now?
Right.
8 months later.
So the question is about the status of the consent decree negotiations. So yes, March of 2023, we received a report from their investigation that had taken place the prior 2 years. Then in February of 24, we received a draft of a decree and began negotiations. Those negotiations are active and ongoing. So that's the status right now. We continue to meet regularly and negotiate an acceptable and doable agreement that will provide our city with the resources and police department that it needs.
Is the city stretching out negotiations pending the outcome of the presidential election? I ask that because we know in former President Trump's last administration that he was not in favor of consent decrees. In fact, he ended them. So is it a strategy of the city to see the outcome of the presidential election, knowing that if President Trump is reelected, there's a possibility that the federal mandates for reforms or oversight may be reduced or go away?
All right. So the question is the city strategically extending out the negotiations past the election, depending on what the results of that would be. And the answer is no.
Anybody else? All right, I think we're done.
Thank
Thank you all. Appreciate it.